At Merrill West Credit Union, we're working towards a brighter financial future for both our members and our community, knowing that when you succeed, we all succeed. Let's get acquainted with our Premier Savings for new members, now paying over 20 times the national average. Another great reason to move your money to a credit union. Learn more at merrillwest.com/Premier Savings. Merrill West Credit Union, working for you. Today, tomorrow, together. Insured by NCUA.
Let's see what we can do about protecting ourselves a little bit from the scam artists and other nefarious actors out there who would like nothing more than to dip a hand into your wallet. Our good friend Dennis Horton, who's the director of the Rockford Regional Office of the Better Business Bureau, is on the line. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning, Riley.
What a great-looking morning out there. You been out there, run your 10 miles, chop your cord of wood and stuff that you do every day?
You left me speechless. How did you know?
I have people looking in on you, Dennis. They know that when they see you out there with axe in hand and running shoes on, it's a weekday morning.
Running from the work. Yes, I am.
Yeah, we both would do that. All right, what's on today's menu? Broadband scam. What's this about?
Well, no good deed goes unpunished.
Right.
As part of the pandemic relief program, the Federal Trade Commission, the Federal Communications Commission, were authorized to provide relief to individuals who could not afford broadband, and in many cases, because the need to for at-home schooling and working from home, the need was great and remains great to be able to access the internet. The program offers a $50 monthly subsidy for broadband. Problem is now that scammers have gotten involved, and you'll find popping up on social media offerings to help people sign up for the emergency broadband benefit program. Well, it's another governmental imposter scam. There is no fee for joining. You don't need any help and signing yourself up for the program. You can do it online at the FTC or FCC websites. But what the imposters are doing is tricking people into having them pay them to sign up for a program, and in the process, they'll spend the money for the program and never receive anything. So the Federal Trade Commission has issued an alert to the citizenry to make sure that if you see something that pops up offering to get you free broadband or reduced rates for broadband, or someone offering to help you pay or asking you to pay to sign up for broadband, it's a scam.
All right. Yeah. So asking you ostensibly, hey, why don't you give us some money and we'll get you all hooked up with a free program.
Right. Mm-hmm. And they're good at it. They look and sound like the real deal, but they're not.
Okay. And, one of those things, especially, and as we've talked so many times, the scammers look at people who are having some rough luck, going through a rough time, making them even more vulnerable and having less disposable income for them to steal.
Yes, that's what makes it so insidious. When we talk about these things, it's always the people who can least afford to be scammed who, unfortunately, have it happen. And then they find themselves in a worse position than they were originally.
And for a program that they could go online and go to the FTC's website and get themselves signed up for without any need for any sort of middle person whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. And because when you're dealing with these sorts of programs, sometimes they're somewhat complicated, so it makes people think that, yes, I will need the help. But in fact, if you just read through it slowly, or if you have questions, to contact the correct governmental body, they'll help you through it.
All right. Keep your eyes open on that one, especially if you're someone who is having some difficulties in that department. This is something that be grabbed up for free. Don't pay someone for it. Plus, you'll be out money, you won't get what it was you're looking for, and you'll have other problems.
That's right. The $50 monthly stipend that you would receive is out of reach for you if you fall into the hands of the scammer.
Okay, man, they are everywhere. As I pointed out last time we talked about this, I'm starting to come to the realization you just can't trust these scammers.
Yeah. I tell you, I'm so glad you pointed that out to me.
It's finally dawned on me after all these years of you and I talking. These are not trustworthy people. I don't know why it took so long.
No.
Facebook is on our list this morning.
There's always something with Facebook.
Yes, there is.
There's always something. We have to watch out. But what I've been hearing from a lot of friends, and it's happened to me, it's probably happened to you, your Facebook page gets hacked. So that's an ongoing sort of thing. But what we are finding is that, we're not alone. There were, according to Statistica, a multinational provider of business information, there were 1.7 billion fake Facebook accounts set up last year.
Wow.
In 2020.
Yeah, I saw that translated to it's basically 16 to 20% of all Facebook that are made up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the problem here is that it's not just the nuisance, that your friends don't know if you've been hacked or if it's actually you or what. The problem here is that it allows for the strong potential for money loss, identity theft, and future problems down the road. And what we need to do is make sure that if you think you've been hacked, don't just let it go. You need to actually check it out. And if you are contacted or ask for information because your Facebook page has been hacked, you shouldn't provide information to somebody you have never seen or never talked to, because you could end up providing information that people need not know, and open yourself up for identity theft, which is an increasingly difficult issue that we, over the decades now, have had to deal with. Facebook.
I was going to say, the thing about this that jumps out as well, because I know you issued a press release from your office on this particular phenomenon, and I had gotten home that day, and I had printed it out to take home. I'm not a Facebook person myself. I don't go anywhere near it, but I got people in my house who are, including my 86-year-old mother-in-law who lives there, who, that's her main way of staying in contact with many friends across the nation. Well, It turned out over the past 2 days before I brought home your press release announcement, she had gotten these phony Facebook friend requests from people that she knew who were already her Facebook friends. One of them she had just finished talking to on the telephone, hung it up, and the thing chirped out and said, make me your Facebook friend. My account's been hacked. Follow me now at this new place. And all the things that you warned is the methodology of the scammers to do this. I had witnessed it being attempted on my mother-in-law.
Yes, so we really do, especially for seniors and the elderly. We may be on Facebook, but we may not know exactly all those things that we can be trapped by. If you get a friend request, press the details. Actually, ask your friend. Don't just post on Facebook, I think you have been hacked. They may not know that they've been hacked.
Right.
You should help them out by contacting them, and not on Facebook. Let them know. Send them an email. Send them a text message if it's a friend of yours. You can prevent them from falling into some serious issues, perhaps.
And for those wondering, okay, so I get this phony request to be a Facebook friend. How is that harmful? What danger is involved in that one? And as I mentioned from your press release, an explanation I hadn't really thought of off the top of my head is what they're going after, which is your money through trying to what? I'm supporting a wonderful cause. I'm raising money for this. I'm giving you opportunities to make your contribution.
Yes. And if you get one of those, or you see a post from a friend, I'm not saying don't give to those charity requests that you see on Facebook, but check it out. Make sure that it is, in fact, a friend of yours who has posted this request for donations. Or actually check with the charity that they are supposedly assisting to make sure that they are aware that this is being done, so that you don't give away your money and it goes to a crook as opposed to someone you're trying to help.
And one of the ways that this gives itself away is even if you weren't aware that your friend had been hacked and this was all a scam, if all of a sudden you notice a friend who has not normally hit you up for contributions to a cause or money for themselves or begins doing this.
Yes, absolutely. And, there's another thing that you might have noticed. Remove your personal details from your profile. You are providing too much information online, on Facebook, so that scammers can very easily build another profile for you. And you're not sure, your friends will not be sure who they're talking to if they are communicating with them. You don't need to put your phone number and your home address and your birth date and all that information on there. Makes it easy for a scammer to create a new profile for you.
All right, let's be very, very careful and always check with your friend to make sure that this was indeed coming from them before you agree to anything. And finally, the water department alert.
Well, you might have already mentioned this, but I thought it warranted repeating, especially being that this past week I had to have my water meter here at the house replaced, and they came to the door, but they come with identification, and the city has reported that they have received recent complaints of people going door to door claiming to be from the water department to gain access to homes. We need to make sure that we recognize the warning signs that these people may not be who they say they are. They're not from the city. So if someone shows up at your door claiming to be from the water department, make sure that they will always drive a clearly marked City of Rockford vehicle, which is true. It pulled up in front of my house with the City of Rockford logo, a white vehicle with the City of Rockford logo on the side. They will always wear a city identification badge, which he showed me when he came to the door. And the contractors working on the lead service line replacement will have a city contractor identification badge. So what they're making sure is that they want to warn residents that there are nefarious people going door to door, casing your home, essentially. Once they get inside, they know what's going on. And one, you're letting a total stranger into your house, but make sure you know who it is and that they have the proper identification before you let them through your door.
Yep, there have been so many different cases of that, or where one will get you to let them in and take them down to where the fuse box is, and while that's happening, there's an accomplice who's come in upstairs and is now rummaging through your stuff while you're being diverted downstairs.
Exactly, and this is an example of why it is really important that when someone knocks on your door, whether they're claiming to be from the City of Rockford or they're from an alarm company or selling you a new solar system for your electricity, you need to be very careful before you let anybody into your home. You simply don't unlock the door until you know who it is. And unless they can provide you with real proof that they are who they say they are, your best bet is to not let them in. And if you are interested in what they're doing or selling, get their information, contact that company, and make sure that that person is, in fact, working for the solar company, the alarm company, or what have you.
I know the city had highlighted the water department because that's where the people had come claiming to have been from the water department. But it can be from any utility, too. I remember reading about a couple in Niles about 6 months ago where this sort of thing happened. They showed up at the door. Power outage a couple of blocks from here. We need to come down and make a couple of changes to your fuse box so you guys don't lose power, blah, blah, blah. Down they go. And while that's happening, some guy's in upstairs breaking things up. Luckily, the homeowner grabbed a shillelagh and went upstairs and started whacking people with it and got them out of the house. They got kind of lucky on this one, but those guys who showed up claimed to have been from ComEd at that time.
Yes, and very frequently they do use other utilities, NIGAS, NICOR. What is it called now?
The gas people.
Old. The gas people. Thank you.
Sure.
ComEd.
Whatever. Yeah, somebody from a utility. It doesn't have to be water. Gas, electric.
The tow truck just pulled up in front of my house. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it is. Somebody's going to show up claiming to be who they are actually not. So you want to be on the lookout for that. And like you said, here in Rockford, look for the city issued truck or vehicle outside.
Right, and they will have credentials with them.
Yep, you get those two things covered, you're good to go. Now, Dennis, as always, for anybody who's been tuned in this morning and has further questions or they've experienced this and want to share it with you and all that, how do they make contact?
You can give us a call at 815-963-2222.
Outstanding report as always, Dennis. We really appreciate the time and the effort. We'll look forward to talking to you again in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Ryder. You have a great week.
You too.
When it comes to quiet luxury and contemporary elegance, Swiss watchmaker Longines stands out with over 190 years of crafting fine timepieces for dress, sport, and adventure. Throughout its history, women of distinction, including aviation pioneer Amelia Earhart, Academy Award winner Jennifer Lawrence, and alpine skier Michaela Schifrin, have relied on Longines for their timekeeping needs. One of Longines' most sought-after models, the Mini Dolce Vita, continues this tradition as an icon of the Art Deco era, blending elegance and functionality. The collection is a modern extension of the original Dolce Vita, inspired by a Longines legend from 1927. You can choose the classic stainless steel case or opt for the eye-catching diamond bezel. So, if you're looking for that perfect gift for a special someone or treating yourself this holiday season, visit Topper Jewelers to explore the full collection of Longines watches for women. Mention this ad for a special surprise that will make your experience memorable.